Welcome everyone to another episode of AFC. Today in this video we're going to be comparing the Demoniacal Fit Timebreaker Goku Black to the Kong Studios Demoniacal Fit Goku Black, which has all of these freaking boxes. Alright, so first things first, let's go ahead and address the elephant in the room. Scaling. Here we have the actual SH Figuarts Goku Black next to the Demoniacal Fit Timebreaker Goku Black, and as you can tell, this fits in more properly with the current Goku Black release. Now, I don't think it's going to bother a lot of people that this Goku Black is a little bit taller than others, but in terms of objective scaling, I gotta give the point here to Demoniacal Fit. Now let's get into the details and the sculpting. Starting off with the hair, Deities, Kong Studios, whatever you want to call them, made their own unique sculpt for the Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black hair. And honestly, I really like it. It looks beautiful and it's unique. Demoniacal Fit, however, uses the same hair sculpt as the full Dookie Super Saiyan Goku, which as much as I don't like that figure, the hair sculpt is pretty good. Another important detail, which we'll also touch up later even more in the accessory department, is the masks. The mask on Demoniacal Fit's version is sculpted in very well, whereas when it comes to the Beast Deities, it seems to be painted. I gotta give it to Demoniacal Fit for the mask. Now for the torso, I think this is one of the biggest differences between these two. Beast Deities really took a lot of effort and time into that sort of stretchy area in the plastic from the front and the back to really make it seem like a shirt, and that's really cool. Demoniacal Fit, however, did not take the same advantages in that department. You end up with an upper torso piece that just really lingers over the figure a little bit too much in my personal opinion. Also, it really does have a lack of sculpting in it. Another thing too, when it comes to this part of the clothing, I'm not sure what you would call this exactly, Kong Studios actually went and made a rubber piece that goes all the way around this figure. Demoniacal Fit, however, instead of making it a separate rubber piece, made it into the sculpt in the figure. I think a lot of people are going to prefer the way that Kong Studios went about it. A lot of the separation between the pieces here on Demoniacal Fit's version really breaks the beautiful sculpt that had potential, which was really found in the Beast Deities version. Another important detail is the comparison between the cuffs. With Beast Deities, you see that they went with a darker purple, whereas with Demoniacal Fit, they went with more of a magenta. But I think that the most glaring difference comes with the hands. You can see that Demoniacal Fit went and sculpted the hands with the actual glove piece, whereas with Kong Studios, they kind of went with a rubber piece that goes ahead of the cuffs that's supposed to emulate that same thing, but doesn't really work in the exact same way. So with the hands, I'm gonna have to give that to Demoniacal Fit. Now with the legs, Kong Studios transitions using that 3.0 technology that we all know and love. Having the knees that are actually way more sculpted all the way through with 3.0 technology, as opposed to 2.0 that Demoniacal Fit is utilizing. Now ultimately, I know that a lot of people have their own personal preferences between 2.0 and 3.0. We'll get into that later. I'll have to give this one to the Beast Deities version. Getting into the feet, the differences are staggering. Beast Deities really went out of their way to put a lot of extra sculpting into there, but for some reason did not paint the back of the shoe. Demoniacal Fit did not have quite as much sculpting, but did have a little bit more accuracy when it comes to the shoe. I don't know why Beast Deities didn't paint this section, it's kind of weird. So for the feet, because of the fact that Kong Studios has more sculpting and Demoniacal Fit has a little bit more paint accuracy, I'm gonna give it a tie. When it comes to this entire section of the sculpting and details, you can tell that there's a lot of pros and cons with each of them. So as you can see, when it comes to the details of these figures, both of them have a lot of different pros and cons. Overall, for this section, I'm not gonna give anyone a winner. I think that this is a tie. Everyone's gonna have their own personal preferences and things that are important to them. And I already know that a lot of people, despite the fact that Demoniacal Fit went with the more simple route, do have preferences with this version. There's a lot of great things that Kong Studios tackled when it comes to their version of the Timebreaker Goku Black, but Demoniacal Fit also hits a lot of very important beats when it came to designing this figure. Let's get into all of the similarities with accessories. They both come with a Super Saiyan Rose 2 interchangeable hairpiece, and they both also come with a looking to the side face. And not gonna lie, I kinda like Demoniacal Fit's looking to the side face a little bit more, just because Goku Black looks so angry with this face and I love it. But then again, I also still really do like the Kong Studios version. When you look at that face, he looks so unamused. Look at this peasant. Does he not know who I am? Beast Deities also includes a face where he looks all shocked. And he also comes included with my favorite facial expression. Gosh, look at that smirk. Look at that beautiful, beautiful smirk. But these two extra faces for the Rose hair really does help elevate the Kong Studios in that regard. Now moving back to Demoniacal Fit's accessories, it also comes with a base form Goku Black face. Demoniacal Fit comes with a pair of fists, some open palm blast hands, some battle ready hands, a pair of relaxed hands which could be used for numerous different things, maybe like clapping. I don't know. Some style pose hands with each of the hands having a couple of minor differences in the fingers, and a keyblade hand, despite the fact that he doesn't come with a keyblade. Beast Deities also comes with an alligator head to avoid copyright, and also a pair of beast palms or whatever to also help avoid copyright. Beast Deities comes with a pair of fists, a pair of karate chopped hands, some pose martial arts style hands, some open palm blasting hands, some grabbing or kamehameha type of hands, its own set of style posed hands, and some finger pointing hands. As a side note, Kong Studios clearly comes with a bit more hands than the Demoniacal Fits version. So getting into the $30 accessory kit, we're going to consider this as a bonus point for Kong Studios, so it'll be two separate rankings. Beast Deities with the kit and without the kit. Starting off first with the unmasked head, I feel like Demoniacal Fits looks a lot better, which again, we still have the same exact problems where the mask is painted on here, whereas with Demoniacal Fits, it's sculpted. Plus, I also really like the quality of the plastic that Demoniacal Fit is using here, whereas this one's a lot more glossy, this one's much more matte. Plus, when you compare this with images of how Goku Black looked like in Heroes with the mask on, Demoniacal Fits is much more accurate when it comes to the line work all around the mask. Not gonna lie, I feel like Beast Deities could be doing a lot better about this. Goku Black also comes with a beautiful scythe, an energy blade, and an accessory to recreate that scene where he created the scythe with his energy. He also comes with another holding hand for his other hand, and he comes with a relaxed hand which you can plug this accessory thing into. Now honestly, without the accessory kit, I still feel like both of these figures kind of have a tie in terms of the accessories that you get, just because Beast Deities has included extra pairs of hands and extra pairs of faces that goes along with it. But with the accessory kit, I'll give it an extra point.
Hey guys, Future Star Blast here. So looking at it objectively when it came to the accessories as I was going through and editing this section, I realized that this kit doesn't necessarily add very much new to the already present section of this figure. Sure, you're getting more accessories with this kit, but when you're paying $30 extra, the extra point that you would get for this figure gets subtracted anyway when you factor the pricing in. So ultimately, I decided that there isn't going to be any extra special point when it comes to this accessory kit. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Whatever you guys determine between those extra faces and the better base form head with Demoniacal Fit is going to be more important. But I do have a suggestion at the end of this video to help out with your decision making.
Now in terms of the articulation, starting off with the Kong Studios version, he has a double ball peg right in there, so you can get as much articulation there as you want, which I really love. He can look down this far and up this far. There is a little bit of separation and gapping in the actual neck, but really honestly no problem. Demoniacal Fit uses a ball hinge, which is mostly how SH Figuarts operate, but because of the fact that it's using a ball hinge, it doesn't really allow you that same amount of range in the articulation. I like Kong Studios' neck peg a lot more. Moving the arms out to the side, you do get a slight bit more articulation right there in Demoniacal Fit version, but not really enough in which it really matters. Now, you would think that at the very least with Demoniacal Fit, that because of their sculpting in the torso, that they'd have a little bit more articulation in there when it comes to actually utilizing the butterfly joint, but it's really not that different from the Beast Deities version. Beast Deities has a swivel right there at the arm, double jointed elbows, same with Demoniacal Fit, a little bit more range in the Beast Deities version, then they both got a ball hinge at the wrist. And if you collect Figuarts enough, then you should know how those function. Testing out the ab crunch, Beast Deities has a little bit more range going forward, and a lot more range going back than Demoniacal Fit. You got the torso articulation right there for each of these figures. Wait. No, Demoniacal Fit is a little bit more limiting at the torso. That is not looking good for them. Beast Deities goes out, kicking forward. Look at how high that kicks. My goodness. It goes back a reasonable amount right there. Demoniacal Fit, not as much range kicking forward. Kicking back, however, a lot more just because it's the 2.0 technology. And if they can Jean-Claude Van Damme it like Daredevil 19, Kong Studios definitely takes the win here. They both got thigh swivels. Demoniacal Fits is a little bit more tight. Double jointed knees on both of them, which you can honestly make do with either of them in terms of range. Then for the ankle articulation, you get a lot more range out of the ankle here for Beast Deities Kong Studios. It goes down, up, toe articulation. Whereas with Demoniacal Fit, it's unfortunately done with the double ball peg, so you don't get that same amount of range. Plus, you've got a little bit tighter toe hinge right there. Now let's get into playability with other action figures. With Beast Deities, they use their own custom neck pegs, making it to where the only head swaps that you can do with them are with figures that were in their other lines. In my review of this guy, I showed off a few of the different head swaps that you can actually do with other Kong Studios figures. But I found out sometime after that review that if you take the faces from the Black Fur Super Saiyan 4 Goku Black and put it on the base form hair accessory that you basically get an Akari-looking Goku Black, like the form that Broly used against Super Saiyan God Vegeta. Now, another thing I found with the Beast Deities Goku Black is that if you take the actual mask with the accessory kit, you can just fit this on here with no problem at all. I don't believe that there was a scene with him like this, but this really is a nice option. Now, you can technically do the same exact thing with the Demoniacal Fit one, But one thing that really does bug me is the fact that the sideburns on here are actually done here and clearly colored for the base form. With the Beast Deities version, however, they didn't do any sideburns right over here for the face, which I actually kind of like because in this case, less is more. You're not really going to be seeing the sideburns since the front hair piece is going to be covering it anyways. But with the Demoniacal fit, obviously when you look at it from the side right there, it gives it away that this face is not for this hair sculpt. It's a minor thing, but I like that you can do this with Beast Deities. But one thing I absolutely love about the Demoniacal fit version is that it uses the same peg as a bunch of the 2.0 Goku figures we've gotten from Figuarts. That means you can take a regular Goku Black head and plug it onto this body, no problem. And that look on here just looks fantastic. I really wish you can do this with the Kong Studios version. This design of Goku Black with the earring without the mask, it just looks phenomenal. And so with potential being opened, here he is with the Super Saiyan head, Super Saiyan God, Ultra Instinct Omen, Super Saiyan Blue, Mastered Ultra Instinct, and here's the beautiful DL Custom Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black hair, which I still have to do a review on, but I think I've talked about it enough. Like, you can tell, like, all of these 2.0 figures looks absolutely amazing on here. So yeah, with Demoniacal Fit using a 2.0 peg from the very get-go, there's a lot of playability and head swapping that you can do with that figure. Kong Studios, because of the fact that it uses its own peg system, it basically makes it limited to its own figures, which is cool because you can do head swaps on this one that you can't do with this one, but because this one's using that peg, you can do peg swaps on this one that you can't do with this one. Huh? Now there is other customizers that are going on eBay. I believe his name is AR Customs.
Nope.
And he basically makes a bunch of pegs that you can use to convert certain heads to other different figures, and that will ultimately add to the playability of the set, but we're not going to get into that whole thing. I feel like Beast Deities provides something that's interesting, and I feel like Demoniacal Fit provides something that's interesting. And so I'm going to basically put it at a tie in terms of playability, but if it was my own personal preference, I'll give a slight edge to Demoniacal Fit. Okay, so enough with that. Let's go ahead and get into pricing and availability. Without including shipping, Demoniacal Fit goes for $39.99. As for Beast Deities, it goes for $64.99. Now, I know the picture on the screen is showing $54.99, but this is how much it was after you put in a $10 deposit when pre-ordering this figure. As of right now with this recording, this figure is sold out, but the accessory kit is still available. And Demoniacal Fit has been prone to re-releasing their copies of their figures for quite a while. Kong Studios, it's a gamble. You don't always know if they're gonna re-release these or not. Now the unfortunate thing is that the accessory kit, when you actually include it in the comparison of this video, it'll set you back about $32. Is that worth it for all of the accessories and the base form head that's already included from the very get-go on the Demoniacal Fit version? Well, that's in the eyes of the beholder. The problem is, with the cost of the figure plus the accessory kit, you're basically paying $96. I feel like Demoniacal Fit takes the lead here in terms of pricing and availability. But when you're not including the accessory kit and you're just going for that $64.99 price point, I don't think it's as bad. The reason why is because Beast Deities still supplies you with a little bit more of hands, and you get more faces, which I do think somewhat helps out when it comes to the pricing. I'm going to give it a tie in terms of pricing and availability. Well, not as much with availability, since I know Demoniacal Fit is going to put this out again very quickly, but pricing, I don't think that you're getting a bad deal with the Beast Deities version. And now with every one of the points tallied up, these figures end up with a tie. What figure would I personally pick between these two variants? I actually would recommend both of them.
Now here's how I suggest going about it. There's already a lot of accessory kits that you can use that have cool blast effects and sights and blades and whatnot. As a matter of fact, Demoniacal Fit has their own thing, but also at the same time, DL Customs included their own Goku Black energy effects that goes alongside their set. Since this is $30, I recommend just saving an extra $10 and getting the Demoniacal Fit version. If you're trying to get a definitive base form Goku Black thing, the mask is just so much better on this anyway. And just have this one, the Kong Studios Goku Black, be your definitive version of him when he's in Super Saiyan Rose. This way, you get the best of both worlds with every one of these releases. But I'm curious to know what you guys think, so leave a comment down in the comment section down below and let me know what you guys think about these figures. I hope you guys are having a great day, and this has been Star Blast Studios. We'll see you guys in the comment section. Till then.